Apya vibudhottamatam dadhanam purve sada hridi gurum karunakarakyam Lakshminatha samarambham nathayamuna madhyamam asmadacharya paryantam vande guru paramparam yo nityamachyuta padambuja yugma rukma vyamohatastaditarani trunayamene अस्मद्गुरोर् भगवतोस्य दयैक सिन्धोर् रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये माता पिता युवतयस्तनया विभूतिः सर्वं यदेव नियमेन मदन्वयानाम् आद्यस्य नः कुलपतेर्वकुलाभिरामं श्रीमत्तदङ्घ्रियुगलं प्रणमामि मूर्ध्ना भूतं सरश्च महदाह्वय भट्टनाथ श्रीभक्तिसारकुलशेखरयोगिवाहान् भक्ताङ्घ्रिरेणुपरकालयतीन्द्रमिश्रान् श्रीमत्पराङ्कुशमुनिं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम् श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि. In the previous lecture, we were looking at certain problems with saying that the jivatma is the doer. Am I really the doer or am I not the doer? If I am the doer, he is making me do everything. Can I blame him? Can I not blame him? Okay, I cannot blame him. He only gave me the ability to do. He even told me what to do, but I am doing things by myself. I am doing things by myself. Yet I am being told, do not think you are the doer. If I don't think I am the doer, maybe I could put the blame on somebody. Oh, I am not the doer. Bhagavan is making me do it. Let me do all sorts of crimes and say Bhagavan is making it happen. Can I really say that? I cannot say that. So I have to be conscious that it is being done by me, but I should not believe that it is being done by me. Isn't it contradictory? We said there is no contradiction because you think Bhagavan is doing it by using you as an instrument. And as you think that Bhagavan is doing it, understanding the nature of Bhagavan to be perfect, whatever is being done by Bhagavan should also be perfect. So you should be driven towards perfection by the very thought of Bhagavan. So when you think of Bhagavan, always remember that Bhagavan is Nikhilaheya Pratyanika and Kalyanaikata. He is always void of bad qualities. He has only auspicious qualities. The auspicious qualities that he has, all the good qualities, how many ever you can list, how many ever you cannot list, all of those good qualities are in him. And each good quality he has to the maximal extent. That much you should automatically understand. When you think about even the word Bhagavan, how is that even possible? Can I remember so much when I just think about Bhagavan? Yes, you can. It is possible. The word Bhagavan is explained in the scriptures. The word Bhagavan, what does it really mean? It is explained in scriptures such as Vishnu Purana. So in Vishnu Purana, you would see a very beautiful explanation given by Parashara Maharshi. So what is the explanation? Bhagavan is that Brahman. We are referring to him as Bhagavan. Tad Brahma Tad Param Dhama Tadhyeyam Moksha Kankshibhi Shruti Vakyoditam Sukshmam Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam. That is Brahman. That is Parandhama, the supreme abode. Tadhyeyam Moksha Kankshibhi. That needs to be contemplated by those who desire moksha. This is what has been told subtly in the Vedas. What should you really attain? You should try to attain Bhagavan's divine feet. That is the supreme abode of Vaikuntha. There you will attain Bhagavan's holy feet and remain there. Tadeva Bhagavad Vachyam Swarupam Paramatmanah Vachako Bhagavat Shabdah Tasyadhyasakshayatmanah. Tadeva Bhagavad Vachyam. That is only called as Bhagavan. Paramatmanah Tat Swarupam Eva Bhagavad Vachyam. That nature of Paramatma is only called as Bhagavan. That nature of Bhagavan that makes him wanted by all the mumukshus, that makes you understand him to be the supreme being, and so on. Vachako Bhagavat Shabdah Tasyadhyasakshayatmanah Ashabdagocharasyapi Tasya Vai Brahmano Dvija Pujayam Bhagavat Shabdah Priyate Hyupacharatah. In reality, you cannot define Brahman using any word. Brahman, the supreme being, is beyond any kind of meaning that could be conveyed by any word. You cannot imagine him. Therefore, we call him Avangmanasa Gochara. He is beyond the limits of our thinking. He is beyond the limits of our speaking. You cannot describe him with thoughts or words. He is of that nature. Yet, we need to worship him. It has been declared by the scriptures. Then we need a word to refer to him. Which word shall we use? Let us use the word Bhagavan. Shuddhe Mahavibhuta Bhutyakhe Pare Brahmani Shabhyate Maitreya Bhagavat Shabdah Sarvakarana Karane. Parashara Maharshi is teaching his Shishya Maitreya. That is how Vishnu Purana comes. Here he says that Parabrahman, who is of the nature of Shuddha Mahavibhuti, because he is Shuddha Sattva in nature. That Shuddha Sattva Swarupa, Parabrahma, is only called Bhagavan. That Parabrahma, who is the cause of all causes, as it is said, Narayana Parabrahma Sarva Karana Karana. In that way, Eko Havai Narayana Asita. Tasmat Brahma Tato Bhavaha. In this manner, as the scriptures have declared him to be the cause of all causes. That cause of all causes is called Bhagavan. Sambhartheti tatha bharta bhakarorthadvayanvitaha neta gamaita srashta bakarartastatha mune. It is said he is Sambharta, implying he makes everybody to reach him. He is Bharta also. He is the Lord of all. Therefore, the letter Bha is used for him. Ga has three meanings. One is Neta, one is Gamaita, and one is Srashta. Neta means protector. Leader, in that sense, we generally use when we use the word Neta. But when we say Neta, it actually means Gopta, protector. Therefore, the letter Ga is used. Gamaita, one who leads you. He is also the Srashta. He is the creator. So he is Sarva Karana Karana. He is the Swami of all. He is Bharta. He is the one who leads you as Gamaita. And he makes you to reach him. He is Sambharta. You understand him to be the Upaya as well as Upeya. So, we understand it in this way. In Atharvashiras also, Bhagavan is explained as one who has all of these qualities. Yes, sarvan Bhagavan ikshati atmajnanad nirikshayati yogam gameti tasmat uchyate sa Bhagavan, it is said. So, this is one way to explain Bhagavan. So, when you say Bhagavan, remember him to be the one who makes you reach him. Remember him to be the Supreme Lord. Remember him to be the protector of all. Remember him to be the Supreme Creator. All of that. Remember him to be the one who takes you towards moksha. Is there any other way to understand Bhagavan? Yes. Aishwaryasya samagrasya vidyasya yashasa shriyah jnana vairagya yoshchaiva shannam bhaga itirana. When you say Bhaga, 6 auspicious qualities of him are implied by it. Bhaga will imply 6 auspicious qualities. Which ones? The Nirupita Swarupa Dharmas, Jnana Bala, Aishwarya, Virya, Shakti, Tejas. Those that are listed in a slightly different way as Aishwarya, Virya, Yashas, Shri, Jnana, and Vairagya in this particular shloka. Of course, there is a different shloka which lists the previous list that I said, from which we know that both of these are essentially saying the same 6 qualities, 6 fundamental qualities. Jnana Shakti Bala Ishvarya Virya Tejams Yasheshatah Bhagavat Shabda Vachyani Vinaheyair Gunadibihi. There is a shloka that way. So from that shloka, we know that Jnana Bala Ishvarya Virya Shakti Tejas are the 6 gunas. So whichever 2 words are not matching with each other, they are not the exact same words. In reality, they mean each other. Therefore, we understand Bhagavan to be the possessor of these 6 auspicious qualities. These qualities in specific have been discussed in previous classes. So we are skipping that part. So Parashara explains, saying, one who has all of these 6 qualities is called Bhagavan. You could say more. Bhaga means these 6 auspicious qualities. Va, Bhaga means one who has these auspicious qualities. Va is used because all of these reside in him. Not just these qualities, O Maitreya. All the living and non-living beings also live within him. Vasanti tatra bhutani bhutatmanyakhilatmani. Sacha bhuteshvasheshu vakarartastatho vyayah. What is said here? Vasanti tatra bhutani. All the bhutas exist there. So, bhutatmani, akhilatmani. He is called bhutatma. He is the antaratma of all of them. He is akhilatma. He is the atma of entirety. That way. So, everything is his sharira. That is indicated by va. Everything is his sharira plus everything is within him. That is indicated by va. So, Vishishtadvaita can be understood through Bhagavan, that Bhagavat Shabda. So, Parashara Maharshi says, who is that Bhagavan? Evamesha mahan shabdo maitreya Bhagavaniti parama brahma bhutasya vasudevasya nanyagaha. This great word, Bhagavan, O Maitreya, it therefore refers only to that Parabrahma who is also known as Vasudeva. Pancharatra calls him as Paravasudeva. That is his original form. We have seen Paravyuha Vibhava, there we have seen about it. So that Parabrahma, Sarvakarana Karana, Vasudeva, is referred to as Bhagavan. But in the minds of Maitreya, there is a small doubt. He thinks, what about other people? Even Valmiki is called Valmiki Bhagavan. Narada is called Narada Bhagavan. Plenty of people are called by the word Bhagavan. How do we understand that? Parashara Maharshi answers that question also. He says, Tatra pujya padarthokti paribhasha samanvitaha shabdoyam nopacharena dvanyatra hyupacharata. It is for upachara. Originally, this word is meant only for the Supreme Being. But to give respect to certain people who also possess auspicious qualities, we address them also as Bhagavan. So, the meaning is 100% literal when it is used for Bhagavan. This is clarified. Furthermore, when the word Bhagavan is used, we could understand the meaning in one more way. Utpattim pralayam chaiva bhutanam agatim gatim vetti vidyama vidyam cha savachyo Bhagavaniti. Who is called Bhagavan? One who is going to create, preserve, destroy, all of that. Who knows everything? Whatever you know, he knows. Whatever you don't know, also he knows. That Supreme Being is called Bhagavan. So, just by thinking about the word Bhagavan, you could contemplate on Bhagavan, contemplate on its meaning, contemplate on his Kalyana Gunas, understand him to be as declared by the Upanishads. That should be our direction. That should be our driver. When that drives us, we would automatically do good karma. And when it drives us properly, we would surrender to him. And therefore, we would be doing everything, but not getting the results of it, because those results are given away by us. We are doing karma phala tyaga. We don't need the phalas of karma. Punya will come today, it will get depleted tomorrow. What is the point? I would rather get moksha. In that way, we would be driven. So, this needs to be understood by us. So, how do you get out of this dilemma of doership? Oh, am I the doer or not the doer? I should keep thinking Bhagavan is the doer, Bhagavan is the doer, Bhagavan is the doer. But when something wrong happens, I immediately say, oh no, I have done something wrong. You cannot say Bhagavan has done something wrong. Are you going to say he has made you do something wrong? That will be illogical. How do you get out of this? Don't worry about all of that. You think about Bhagavan, you think about his auspicious qualities, you think about some name of his. You think about the meaning implied by that name, or you think about the leelas he did while keeping that name with him. Go in that direction. That will solve the problem for you. That is the path of pure bhakti. Now, we mentioned pure bhakti, but there is a dilemma of knowledge versus devotion. To understand this, let us look at a few examples. The first example that we are going to look at is Bhagavad Ramanuja's incident with Tirukoshtiyur. We were looking at the stories of Alvars. We are yet to travel to the distance that is necessary to reach Bhagavad Ramanuja. We will get back to that from next class onwards. But before we do that, let us just see a small story from the life of Bhagavad Ramanuja. Tirukoshtiyur Nambi, who is known as Goshti Purna in Sanskrit. Nambi, the word in Tamil, it means Purna. in Sanskrit. We have seen that also before in the past. So, Goshti Purna was one of the Shishyas of Yamunacharya. Goshti Purna Swami himself was a very great scholar. Bhagavad Ramanuja was learning from Kanchi Purna. Kanchi Purna was performing service at the temple in Kanchi. Through him, Bhagavad Ramanuja asked questions to Bhagavan. The last question, who should I go to? Because I need a guru now. The answer was, go to Mahapurna. Therefore, Bhagavad Ramanuja went to Mahapurna Swami, who granted him Pancha Samskara Diksha and taught him. Afterwards, this Mahapurna, who was also a Shishya of Yamunacharya, just like Kanchi Purna, he said, there is yet another Shishya of our great Acharya. He is far more knowledgeable than me in Rahasya Arthas. Rahasya means deep philosophical concept, deep philosophical meaning. So deep that very few know about it, and therefore it is a Rahasya. So, he is a master of all the deep concepts also. He has studied way better than me in these areas. Therefore, I would recommend you to go and study under him. Bhagavad Ramanuja decided to go. He went to see Tirukoshtiur Nambi. The first time he met, Nambi sent him back. The second time, he sent him back. The third time, fourth time, fifth time, 18 times he traveled. That level of Guru Bhakti he had. Being pleased with the Guru Bhakti shown by Bhagavad Ramanuja, Tirukoshtiur Nambi accepted him as his disciple. Now, Bhagavad Ramanuja eventually does something that becomes the most popular story between the two of them. Bhagavad Ramanuja teaches the essence of the Charama Shloka of Bhagavad Gita. The Charama Shloka, Sarvadharman Parityajya Shloka. That shloka's meaning he teaches to the entire village. This is the description given in Divyasuri Charita. So, as per Divyasuri Charita, he taught the essence of Sharanagati so that everybody could get moksha. But he did this without prior permission from his guru. His guru, who had said, this is a rahasya, we don't teach it to everybody, and so on. It is sinful to teach to everybody. Teach only the qualified beings. Bhagavad Ramanuja said, if I am to become a sinner by teaching people the path towards moksha, I would rather be a sinner. So, being completely selfless, it is okay if I person, if others are able to get moksha, that is a great thing. In this way, Bhagavad Ramanuja was behaving. Bhagavad Ramanuja, in this particular case, was he knowledgeable? Yes. Did he do something out of ignorance? No. Was he devoted? Yes, he was devoted. Was he a sinner? No, he was not a sinner. Whatever he did is approved by the scripture. Whatever is said by certain people as having been done by him is not supported by scripture. So, he was knowledgeable, he was devoted, he was not at all a sinner. What was the result? The result was perfect. The Guru himself apologized to the Shishya and let him continue. So, Bhagavad Ramanuja gives us an example of a perfect result. Knowledge versus devotion. Think about it. Bhagavad Ramanuja had knowledge, he also had devotion. He was a perfect blend of both. Now, maybe we should look at some other example. Let us look at what happened with Tirupanalvar. We have seen the story of Tirupanalvar before, right? He would sing songs in praise of Bhagavan, but wouldn't enter the temple. Considering himself to belong to a very, very lowly community, he would think it is not appropriate for a person of my community to enter the temple. We know the story of how Lokasaranga comes. That sage Lokasaranga is interrupted by Tirupanalvar, who is in front of him, but not realizing that he is disturbing a sage. That sage throws a stone at him, not with the intention of injuring him, but with the intention of taking his attention. But as a consequence of this, Tirupanalvar becomes injured. And Bhagavan's Vigraha in the temple, it shows the injury, just like Tirupanalvar. Bhagavan showing that he reflects whatever is done to the bhakta is shown here. So Lokasaranga asks, what should I do? Bhagavan tells him, he is the foremost bhakta of mine. You carry him on your shoulders and bring him to the temple. So this person, Tirupanalvar, who belonged to the so-called Lokas, was given extreme respect in the temple. He was carried by sage Lokasaranga. So in this manner, Bhagavan showed that he does not worry about your community. He worries about devotion. Should I get supreme knowledge and get moksha through it? Or should I show supreme devotion and get moksha through it? Some people tend to argue. We will answer them after going through this example and one more example. Now, in the case of Tirupanalvar, was he knowledgeable? Yes, he was knowledgeable. Was he devoted? Yes, he was devoted. Was he a sinner? He was not a sinner. So, you have a person who is knowledgeable and devoted and is not a sinner. That is a great thing. You had that before as well. So you are able to see one example of the Alvar and one example of the Acharya Bhagavad Ramanuja himself. Let us look at a third example. This example is that of Yadava Prakasha. Now this Yadava Prakasha, he used to be a guru of Bhagavad Ramanuja. Was he knowledgeable? Yes, he was very much knowledgeable. Once in the kingdom, the king said, I don't see any chance of rain here. Please perform a ritual. You are the greatest scholar in these areas. Please perform a ritual to bring rain. Yadava Prakasha performed a ritual with such seriousness that it started flooding. The phala came, the rain came, but it started flooding, which is a bad thing. So the people who wanted water are now going to say, oh, take us away from water. Yadava Prakasha did not have devotion. He did not have proper devotion. Therefore, his interpretations of scriptures, despite himself being a very great scholar, his interpretations were at times flawed. He was not a sinner per se. Yes, he was involved in certain bad activities when his Shishyas decided to murder Bhagavad Ramanuja and so on. But he is not shown to be an Asura or a person with Asura Vritti. A person who is knowledgeable and not yet devoted, what happens to him? Eventually, such a person has to develop that devotion in order to get moksha. So Yadava Prakasha eventually becomes the disciple of Bhagavad Ramanuja. He accepts his ex-shishya as his current guru. So he builds devotion. Therefore, he is able to tackle the tackle the dilemma of knowledge versus devotion. He was knowledgeable, but he needed devotion in order to get moksha. Let us go back and try to understand what happened with Tirupanazhvar. What happened with him? He was knowledgeable and was devoted. Maybe we could say he is not so knowledgeable because he is so humble. Okay. But he was still devoted. So, because of his devotion, even his lack of knowledge that I am standing in the way of a Brahmana, it gave him only a very small punishment. Ultimately, he got a very big reward. Coming back to Bhagavad Ramanuja story, Bhagavad Ramanuja himself was knowledgeable, no doubt, devoted, no doubt, non-sinner, no doubt. But as a person who knew too much, oh, he is a Nityasuri, he is Adisesha. If he does not know, who will know? It is easy to ask questions in this way, but it is never easy to answer. What we are having is a very, very specific knowledge. Bhagavad Ramanuja was a divine incarnation who came to give us that specific knowledge. That knowledge of bhakti and sharanagati. That is how we should take it. So, should I be knowledgeable? One could argue, no, you don't need to be knowledgeable. You could very well be zero in terms of knowledge, but you need devotion. Devotion is everything. If you have the right devotion, automatically everything will fall in place. Now, does this happen? Brahma had devotion, yet everything did not fall in place properly. We learn this through Hastagiri Mahatma. So, devotion, is it enough? No, no, no. Brahma was trying to do very pure meditation. That level of pure meditation, so many people are not even qualified for it. He performed tapasya. He contemplated on Bhagavan. He performed yajna, through which Bhagavan appeared. So many things are said. So on one side, there is bhakti that appears to be very much superior. At the same time, if you don't have bhakti in the right entity, if you don't have bhakti in Bhagavan, if you don't have bhakti with a proper understanding of who is who, what is what, maybe things will not change. Why? This knowledge called Artha Panchaka Jnana, which has already been discussed before, is very, very important. By knowing that this is the real nature of Paramatma, this is where I am related to Paramatma, or he is related to me. This is the path to attain him. These are the stones on our way that are trying to slow us down. This is what I will experience when I finally attain moksha. These 5 things put together, they are called as Panchabhuta. What? Sorry, they are called Artha Panchaka. This Artha Panchaka Jnana is necessary. When you have Artha Panchaka Jnana and when you have Bhakti, you will be able to reinforce each other. And knowledge will reinforce Bhakti, Bhakti will reinforce Jnana, and therefore you will get the perfect solution. It is not about having just knowledge or just devotion, because so many people say, oh, just have pure devotion, it is enough. If I have pure devotion in Indra, can Indra grant me moksha? He cannot. If I have just pure devotion in Chandra, can Chandra grant me can he grant me moksha? No, he can't. Who can grant me moksha? Only Bhagavan can grant me moksha. So, we should be devoted. At the same time, as devotees, what should we do? I like Bhagavan Hari. What does Hari like? Whatever Hari likes, I also like. That is important. So, can I say I am knowledgeable and I have devotion in him, but I also have some bad qualities? I have ahankara. Is it okay? No, you should not be that way. Small sins are anyway forgiven, but that doesn't give the license to sin. So, we should understand this much in the context of Vishishtadvaita. While looking at whether knowledge is everything or devotion is everything, I'll tell you a secret. Bhakti is also called jnana. Bhakti is a special type of jnana that involves you having knowledge about Paramatma and what? You have the knowledge about Paramatma and feel devoted to him. Sneha purvam anudhyanam bhaktirita bhidiyate. Out of love, he will interact. So, bhakti itself is a special type of jnana. Yes, one who has jnana is a Brahmajnani. To that kind of a Brahmajnani, maybe several rules that you have in the society are not applicable. So you have pure bhakti. Then you have practical bhakti that is shown by people with a number of flaws. But ultimately, bhakti is itself a feeling. It is something that you are feeling. So it should be in my heart. Can I say that way? Can I say that bhakti has to be in my heart? Maybe I could say so, because Narayana is described as residing in the heart. So knowledge versus devotion, knowledge versus devotion. Devotion itself is a type of knowledge. And devotion is that type of knowledge that will give you infinite knowledge for infinite time period. This is the concept. So, everybody who got moksha had some kind of devotion or the other. Without devotion, without bhakti, nobody attained anything. But our point is, as Bhagavan himself says, Madbhaktopi na Vaishnavaha. Shruti smriti mamaivajnye yasta mullangya vartate ajna chedi mamadrohi madbhaktopi na Vaishnavaha. One who goes against Vedas and the allied Vedic scriptures like Itihasas, Puranas and so on. You should follow all of them because Bhagavan has asked you to follow. They are commands given by Bhagavan himself. One who ignores and breaks the rule intentionally, how do you understand that person? Madbhaktopi na Vaishnavaha. Mama Drohi. He is a betrayer. The betrayer of Dharma is the betrayer of Bhagavan. Therefore, Bhagavan will not consider him to be a Vaishnava. So yes, devotion is important, but that devotion should be armed with appropriate knowledge. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you need appropriate knowledge. This knowledge is not a very, very big thing. It is not going to take you several years to get this knowledge. You go to an authentic guru, you learn, this Artha Panchaka Jnana will come to you. Then, do I keep contemplating on Artha Panchakam to attain Bhagavan? No, no. You contemplate on Bhagavan. Because in reality, it is not your sadhana that is giving you moksha, but it is Bhagavan who is pleased by your sadhana who is going to give you moksha. Moksha is not attained by us. by following these things. Okay, you surrender, your surrender will give you moksha. No, surrender will not give you moksha. Bhagavan will give moksha. Aham moksha ishyami, Bhagavan says. He will grant moksha from anything and everything. So, Bhagavan is the real giver of moksha. Therefore, we worship Bhagavan. We pray to Bhagavan. So, getting all the knowledge, what does that knowledge lead to? After getting Artha Panchaka Jnana, I have learned about his nature. Therefore, I develop love and affection for him. And I show him all that love through what is called acts of devotion. That is necessary. So, this knowledge is not very big, but when you use this knowledge, your bhakti will develop. We have discussed before, para bhakti, parama bhakti, everything. So, bhakti in Paramatma would eventually come. Some people would be bhaktas their entire lives, but would also be adharmic. Some people would be dharmic their entire lives, but would not be bhaktas. There are all sorts of permutations and combinations of people. But even to surrender to Bhagavan, you need some amount of good prarabdha karma. Only then you will be able to attain his abode. If I have done so much sin that, like Duryodhana, even if I get to see Krishna, I don't recognize him as Bhagavan. Everybody else is recognizing him, but I don't recognize him. I don't like him. I will become ignorant. So this prarabdha karma is important. Satvika satu vijneyah savai mokshartha chintakah. Right? So Vishesha Jnana comes to this person. This person becomes sattvic and starts thinking about moksha rather than thinking about other unnecessary things. So the path is quite simple. Don't say, oh, so many people are behind knowledge. Knowledge is futile. Yes, knowledge is very difficult to attain. It is impractical to get infinite knowledge. How are you going to get infinite knowledge? You cannot. Devotion should be shown to the right deity in the right way. Otherwise, it is not right devotion. It will not work. If you understand this much, that there is knowledge, then there is devotion, the two of them would lead you to surrender to Bhagavan and behave the way surrendered people are supposed to behave. You will cross this samsara sagara in flying colors. So that is the teaching for today. If you have any question, please feel free to ask.
Hello,
Yes?
I am Janakiram.
Yes.
I have one question.
Yes?
See, this prarabdha, we don't know what is the prarabdha we have come up with, except we can guess by the circumstances and the opportunities we
Correct.
get.
Correct.
Okay, my question is, whatever we do now, will definitely influence our prarabdha in the future or next birth.
See, assuming we have future births, yes, our future prarabdha could be affected by our current karma. Whether we get the phala for our karma in this life or the next life or a number of lives after that, we do not know.
Oh,
But
I see.
karma will,
Okay.
but karma will always give us the phala. The only way to get out of it is through bhakti. Because
That is clear. That point is clear, that surrender and moksha, and we hope for the grace to give us that liberation. Okay, but okay, I got the point. So we are not sure, but you can build up the good karma. When they will yield the power, we don't know, but better to work through devotion and surrender.
yes, because surrender will stop new karma from coming and it will
Oh,
remove
I see.
the karma
Okay.
also.
Uh,
When you do
Oh,
surrender, you are doing karma phala tyaga, no?
yeah, that's right. Okay. Thank you. Understood. Thank you so much.
Artha Panchaka refers to 5 important things that need to be known. Okay. Basically, one is the Supreme Being. You should know about him. If you want to attain the Supreme Being, you should know the Supreme Being. Secondly, you should know how you are related to him. Some people say, I am the Supreme Being. Hiranyakashipu said, I am the Supreme Being. I am the Supreme Being. Just keep worshipping me. He knew he is not the Supreme Being. He forced people to worship him. What happened? Eventually, he died. That's all. He could not become the Supreme just by declaring himself to be the Supreme Being because he was clouded by ahankara, mamakara, and such bad qualities. Now we have to get out of those bad qualities. How do we get out of those bad qualities? If we say we are the greatest, we will only get ahankara. Don't think about yourself. If you keep saying, no, I will think about myself, but in a very inferior way. We say, when you are forced to think about yourself, treat yourself as inferior. Okay, but if I consider myself to be an inferior person, I might get inferiority complex. How do I get out of it? So there has to be some inferiority which is also enjoyable. The relationship that we have with Bhagavan is such that we have an enjoyable inferiority. We are Bhagavat Sharira, we are Bhagavat Shesha, we are Bhagavat Dasas. We are born only to, like our very existence is there only to do seva to him. All of that is there. But all of that is absolutely enjoyable. So, the relationship that we have with Bhagavan, that is the second artha that needs to be learned. Because if he is there, okay, fine, some Paramatma is there somewhere. Why should I worry about him? No, no, no. That Paramatma is 100% related to you. It is not a topic that you can ignore and move on. He is part and parcel of you. In fact, you are part and parcel. The entire universe is part and parcel of his Leela. So, you should know the relationship. So, who is Paramatma? What is the relationship between me and Paramatma? Now I know this much. I will naturally want to attain that Paramatma. How do I attain him? What will happen if I attain him? That state of moksha has to be understood, which is called phala. The final phala should be understood. How to attain him? That needs to be known. Okay, I know how to attain him. You said it is very simple. He can be attained through devotion and surrender. I will go perform Sharanagati. It is very easy to say. But can you really perform Sharanagati? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. The scriptures are saying it is possible. But how do you do it then? You should learn how to do. So, who is the Supreme Being? What is my relationship with him? How do I attain him? Then, what prevents me from attaining him? I should have attained him long ago. If it is this simple, why didn't I attain him before? Maybe I am missing something. Maybe I think I have surrendered to him, but I am not behaving like a surrendered person. My wife, who has also surrendered to him, I keep beating her at home. I am committing Bhagavatapachara. Therefore, no matter how much devotion I show to him, I think I have surrendered to him, but he is not going to grant me moksha. Because of this papa karma, my rajoguna and tamoguna are making me jealous of my wife for some reason. Maybe she is more knowledgeable. Maybe she is showing more devotion. Something. Therefore, I start beating her. Now, will I get moksha? I will not get moksha. So, you should know what prevents you from getting moksha. My past karma is preventing me from focusing in bhakti. Every day I think, yes, I should do puja for at least 5 minutes. At least 1 minute I should pray to Bhagavan. Every day I keep thinking, but I don't. Why? What is preventing you? I don't know. I keep forgetting. Why do you keep forgetting? Your past karma makes you forget. So your past karma could be preventing you from attaining Bhagavan. Or maybe your present karma could be preventing you from attaining Bhagavan. Whatever the case is, there is a solution, right? So you should learn what the prapti virodhi is. So I should know what is Bhagavan, what is the relationship between me and Bhagavan, how do I attain Bhagavan, what prevents me from attaining Bhagavan, and what happens when I attain Bhagavan. These 5 are together called Artha Panchaka. Is it clear, Janatji? If there is any other question, please feel free to ask.
Swami, what is the solution if you are getting affected by past karma, present karma?
Sorry?
If we are affected by past karma or present karma, because of that we cannot perform the nitya karmas or devotion to Bhagavan, what is the solution?
See, you cannot go travel to the past and change your karma. Maybe I could do punya karma now, but that papa is preventing me from doing punya itself. That is why we say you surrender to Bhagavan. When you surrender to Bhagavan, what happens is, first of all, your past sanchita karma will get removed. But what is there in sanchita, you yourself will not know. Whatever karma is preventing you in this life is prarabdha karma, not sanchita karma. Sanchita is a huge bunch waiting. Prarabdha is just the trailer and you're scared of the trailer itself. The whole movie is waiting behind. What do you do? Not movie, maybe it is an entire, what do you say, mega serial with several seasons. Soap opera. How do you escape from it? Through declaring Sharanagati. So now through Sharanagati, you have rid yourself from Sanchita karma. But this Prarabdha karma that is preventing you. In my previous life, I did some sin. Because of that, I am suffering. How do I get rid of that? Well, if you are the perfect devotee, you can automatically get rid of it by telling Bhagavan, you grant me moksha right away. He will grant you moksha right away. If you are not the perfect devotee, you burn your prarabdha karma by following the scriptures and doing bhakti. Following the scriptures will not give you punya karma if you have surrendered, right? Any punya karma does not cancel papa karma. Saying, oh, this prayaschitta has to be done, that prayaschitta has to be done, that is also not necessarily practical. What if you make some mistake while performing the prayaschitta? Then you will have to do a prayaschitta to make the first prayaschitta valid. People don't even think that much. Somebody comes and says, some astrologer comes and says, this is the prayaschitta. Do it and your past bad karma will vanish. They will go and happily do it. They don't even know if it is really going to remove their sins. There are several issues. As Deshika says, Nicha Vrittir Nashasyate, Gunajala Prakarshepi Dhivaratvepi Janmatah, Sarvatirthavagahepi Nicha Vrittir Nashasyate. If your nature, if your quality, if your character is evil, then even if you go to every single Punya Tirtha, you are not going to be respectable by the divine people or the dharmic people, people with sadhu vritti. So your character needs to be good. You need to become a good person. You should surrender to Bhagavan. You should do things that are told by scriptures as things that need to be done. Now, since you have surrendered to Bhagavan and you are doing this as a pure devotee with karma phala tyaga, with bhakti. This bhakti will keep removing your sins. Out of bhakti, I recite Vishnu Sahasranama. Vishnu Sahasranama will remove my sins. Do you know? It is said in Vishnu Sahasranama, if you have a disease, recite Vishnu Sahasranama, it will disappear. Does it disappear for everybody? Lord Shiva said, if you are not able to recite the whole of Vishnu Sahasranama for some genuine reason, just say Shri Rama Rama Rama. I am saying Shri Rama Rama Rama. Is my cold disappearing? It is not disappearing. Why? Rama Nama has the ability to remove my cold. But I am not qualified to have that cold removed. Bhagavan knows what I am qualified for and what I am not qualified for. Therefore, I will surrender to him. I will think he knows everything. He is going to take care. I have nothing to worry. It is his duty. With that intent, when I do, automatically my prarabdha papa will get minimized, and whatever remaining prarabdha papa is there, its karma will come to me. So we say prarabdha papa karma phala gets minimized because you get laghu punishment, you get minimal punishment for the prarabdha papas. So Swami Deshika, he composed a work called Nyasa Dashakam. In Nyasa Dashakam, he tells Bhagavan, Aham madrakshana bharaha, madrakshana phalam tatha, na mama shripatereva, ityatmanam nikshiped buddha. He says, myself, the responsibility of taking care of myself, and the karma phala of protecting myself, none of these belong to me. All of them belong to Bhagavan. Na mama shripatereva. This is how one should think. And therefore, in the third shloka, he says, in the second shloka, he says, I am helpless. And I am therefore surrendering to you. It is called akinchanyatvam. Believing the fact that I cannot remove my karma by myself. I cannot get rid of this cycle of births and deaths by myself. I need Bhagavan's help for that. I am helpless. That feeling should be there. That is very important for a Sharanagata. Now, with that feeling, what do you then get? In the third shloka, he says, Swami swashesham swavasham svabharatvena nirbharam svadatta svadhya swartham swasmin yasyati mam swayam. Bhagavan himself, that Lord Bhagavan, he, for his own sake, he will give me knowledge about himself. And through that knowledge, he will make me his responsibility to be protected. He will control me and relieve me from my duty of protecting myself. How does that happen? You declare surrender. He accepts your surrender. When he accepts your surrender, he will treat you in the best way, which you cannot treat yourself. And since you are surrendering, you will also realize that whatever you are experiencing is the very best that you can get. In short, my past prarabdha karma, how do I make it disappear? Don't think, oh, this papa karma was done by me, that papa karma was done by me, let me do this prayaschitta, let me do that prayaschitta. Don't think that much. You surrender to Bhagavan and you follow The duties of a Sharanagata, Anukulyasya Sankalpaha, Pratikulyasya Varjanam. We have covered all of that before. Do things that please him, don't do things that displease him. Rakshishyati iti Vishwasaha. Have faith that he will protect you. Have that Maha Vishwasa in him. That will solve your problem. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Deshika says in Rahasyatraya Sara, we have the biggest sin that we have made is thinking that we are independent of Bhagavan. Thinking of ourselves to be independent, we have grown ahankara and mamakara. Those are the biggest sins. The prayashchitta for that is Sharanagati. So he presents Sharanagati as a prayashchitta for the sin that we committed, the original sin, if we may call it so, that prevents us from attaining Bhagavan. Another question has been asked, if Bhagavan is Vasudeva, then why do we refer to other gods as Bhagavan also? Out of respect. See, we call even Valmiki as Bhagavan. Valmiki is not a Devata. He is a human. But we call him also as Bhagavan. Vishwamitra is also addressed as Bhagavan in Ramayana. Vishwamitra is not a Devata. He is a Rishi. So, out of respect, because they also have noble qualities, they remind us of Bhagavan and they help us to go closer to Bhagavan. We call them also as Bhagavan. They display certain qualities of Bhagavan. Therefore, they remind us of Bhagavan and they take us closer towards Bhagavan. Hence, we address them also as Bhagavan. Out of respect for them, that's it. What should someone who has bhakti but material desires do? Such a person should understand the futility of materialistic desires and try to increase bhakti in the sattvic way. Any other question? What does Aham Brahmasmi mean? Aham Brahmasmi, we will explain it in the next class. It will take some time. Whatever desire you have should also be only towards the Atma. Atma Kalyana. That is towards moksha. If I have a genuine desire to become rich, I will become rich so that I will feed the poor. I can call it a genuine desire. I am not desiring to become rich by stealing from my neighbor. Oh, my neighbor has 1 crore rupees. I desire to steal it from him. That is bad. I have a genuine, if I think I want to get rich so that I can buy a car, bungalow and so on, that will not be genuine. But if I have a genuine desire to help people, I want to earn money so that I can help these people, that would still have ahankara. I want money so that I can help these people. With my money, mamakara. So, what should we do? We should avoid that ahankara, mamakara also. The only desire that we have should be moksha. Everywhere else, it should be a state of surrender. If something has been said in the Dharma Shastras, a person who has not surrendered wants to do it. Is it a sin? It is not a sin. The Shastras say, for example, the king should have a son. Dasharatha is a king. He wants to have a son. Out of the dharmic desire to have a son, he is performing putra kameshti. Is it fine? Yes, it is fine. Out of dharmic desire. So out of dharmic desire, when a person who has not performed Sharanagati has the genuine desire to feed the poor people and therefore wants money for it, it is fine. It is not a sin. But for the person who is in the path towards moksha, even this should be avoided. That distinguishes different types of bhaktas. Krishna says there are 4 types of bhaktas. Arto jignyasurartharthi, jnani cha bharatarshava. These 4 are classified into 3. We have seen before, Aishwaryarthi, Kaivalyarthi and Bhagavalabharthi. These 3, one wishes for materialistic things, one wishes to explore his own Atma, realize myself, who am I? In that way he is asking. The other person goes and surrenders to Bhagavan. Which is the best? Surrendering to Bhagavan is the best. Surrender to Bhagavan and then do everything to please him. So, go do your work, go to the office, earn money, earn lots of money, nothing wrong. But what should you think? Oh, I'm earning money so that I can build a castle. No. I'm earning money so that I can go and help the poor. No. Bhagavan is using me as an instrument to bring money to go to the poor. Bhagavan desires the poor to be helped, and therefore he is using me as an instrument. Think in that way. Then you will not get ahankara. You will not get mamakara. You will have only bhakti. And you would be earning money to please Bhagavan, serving people to please Bhagavan. Therefore, you will be a good person. This is what we are saying. Is it clear? Okay. Thank you so much for attending. Shri
Thank you very much, Guruji. Jai Shri Ram.
Conclusion.